So if you ever felt like it's hard for you to get impact on the T side of Anubis because your teammates are just sitting in mid or in front of B and don't do too much, let me show you how to have huge solo impact, and if you have a teammate, how to completely carry the game. So I personally think there are two areas where you can find huge impact on this map. The first one is the connector area and the second one is A main. And today we are going to talk about A main because I think it's highly underutilized, especially if you're playing under level 10. Face it. So first of all, I will have to explain to you why A main control is so useful, and I know probably some of you just want to see nades, but stick around. I'm trying to explain it to you as fast as I possibly can so you can actually understand how it's being useful and how you have to use it. Our main goal no pun intended, is to push the CT back out of this area, which basically means that he has to play behind this line. So he has to play in this area. And if you have ever played the A side and you're pushed back into this area, you will understand that there's very limited options for you to gain information on what is happening. Because if the CT is pushed back onto the side, he doesn't know if 4 guys are already sneaking up on him and then there's just coming one flash and they will explode. So it's very likely that he feels a lot of pressure, and this pressure will most likely result in a rotate from mid. This means if the CTs are playing a setup where they have 2 guys on mid, 2B and 1A, it's very likely that one of the mid players will try to rotate into the side to help the A guy, and this will weaken their mid defense. And this is our main goal with being aggressive on A main. We want to force a rotation from one of the mid players into the A side, so our teammates that want to take mid have an easier time because there's just one guy left in the mid area. If you want to take A main completely solo, there are 2 timing windows where you can do it. You can either do it really fast, like if you have a good spawn, just directly run down here and then use a flash, which I will show you, and then take A main, or you can just wait a bit and then take it later. The benefit of doing it really fast is that the CT might expect a rush and uses his utility very early on in the round, and this means he will not have utility left later on in the round. And the benefit of doing it a little bit delayed is that your teammates will probably get smoked off in the beginning of the round. So in the beginning of the round, there's not much they can do in mid, and if you're solo in A main, you will have to survive a very long time into A main without dying to like re-clear flashes from the CTs, while your teammates are not able to help you by pressuring mid. So if you wait longer, there will be a timing where your teammates will actually start trying to take mid, and if you take A main, then you will have a much more coordinated attack onto the A side timing wise. So let's start off with taking really fast. If you have one of the best spawns, just come here, run like this, and then you just use the flash like so, and then you can peek with it. And as you can see, it's super hard to spot this flash. There's no time to react, and if a CT is playing in this area, he will just be a complete free kill. Most of the time what will happen, the CT will get blind and just run back into the side. But if you get the kill, actually, you will have to make one of 2 decisions. First, if you have teammates close to you, I would recommend just telling them, come A with me, because the next CT you will have to expect will probably be in this area here. And if you have a second flash after you killed this guy, you can just come here, throw a flash like this, and then peek this. And any CT that is trying to rotate into the side, trying to refrag one of his teammates, he will just get completely blinded. And if you kill the second guy as well, it's just an easy round, you completely carried. And for the second option, it's pretty much just the same as you would if you don't get a kill. Apply more pressure towards the A side so you get the rotation from the mid guy, and then your teammates can take mid because that's just the area where they're actually playing from right now. So if you are in this area and, as I said, your teammates are not close to you or you don't get a kill, you just throw a smoke on the right part here of the wall. So just like this. And if you're already close in this area, you just aim a little bit more towards the left side in the middle. And it's basically the same smoke. And after the smoke, you can just molly like this. And this will block off any CT from playing in this area and denies any vision into A main. And it's really important that you throw the molly high enough so it actually burns this area. Because if it's just landing here, it's very easy for the CT to just hold a position like this and wait for the smoke to fade. And then he has a good position to fight you. So you just use your smoke and your molly, and then you can just creep up here, and you have a lot of options. You can either just go close and try to sneak up here and check if anyone is playing here, and then just actually hide and try to make a play. But if it's very early in the round, I would not recommend that. Instead, I would recommend just using the nades like I showed you. And then what you can do, you can wait a moment, maybe spam this a little bit, because as I mentioned, maybe he's trying to get into a position like this. And then I would recommend just playing in this corner right here, because if they decide to retake a main, you can just hide when you get flashed, and they have to push really, really deep, and then you're most likely not blind anymore, and it should be a very easy frag on anyone chasing into you. So this means if you made it into this position, you know that no one is playing behind pillar, and you've taken complete control over a main and this area here. So as we said earlier, now the CT has to play from side, and then your task is actually done. Now your teammates have to take mid control, and you put a lot of pressure onto the A guy and make him play passive. Now let's talk about how to take a main a little bit more delayed. You can either start from playing heaven if you have a bad spawn and you don't want to cross this area. Maybe you don't have an AWP that can cover connector and you don't have anyone smoking it. You can just come here and then just wait here. And after a while, you can just come down and then jiggle this and peek this. And if you don't want to dry peek this, you can just use the flash like this, which you can peek with, and then you can peek into a main, which makes it a little bit safer if you don't want to peek it dry. And then you're doing the same thing again. So smoke again, molly again. And then this time you can play a little bit more aggressive, because if you hit the timing where your teammates are actually trying to take mid, you will pressure the A guys while your teammates are pressuring the mid area. And in this scenario, I would actually recommend getting behind the pillar and then just waiting for your timing, because either the guy on A will try to kill you and push into you, or he will try to help his teammates on mid, or just sit on side. And for all of these situations, it's actually really good for you to be in a position like this, where you can immediately trade off the action that your teammates are taking in mid. So if they kill anyone in mid, you just have to wait for them to come into camera, and as soon as they're getting close to camera, you can just sandwich the guy on A and get a free kill on him. Or you can just wait here, and if he feels pressured to leave the A side to get back into A main because his teammates are dying in mid, then you will get an easy kill on him, because it's really hard for him to clear you. And maybe what happens to me quite often is they don't even realize that you're behind this pilar, so they're just coming here or trying to get into position to defend camera, and then you will just get a free kill. So that's basically how to do it if you are completely solo. And now let me show you what you can do if you have a teammate with you. First of all, you can use one of these flashes like so. And this flash will blind anyone trying to get into a main or trying to get close to the entrance. Flash pops here and will blind basically anyone playing in this area. And then the guy with the really good spawn can just come here and push into a main, or just run heaven and jump down like so. And then again, the first guy can just start using his nades and then progress into the site, like to the pilar. And then it actually becomes a really powerful setup once the smoke is fading, because you can now hold for any pushes together. And if your teammates want to take mid now, this player back here can actually help them by just quickly coming into this corner right here. Then have a look for this part here on the roof and just put your 2 into it. And this is going to be a smoke for left side. And after the smoke, he can just have a look for the second beam here, aim like this and do a left and right click W jumbo, or just walk forward a few steps and release the molly. And this will smoke off left side and molly camera, which will make it easy for your teammates to take mid, because they can't be re-peeked or held from anyone playing in camera. And obviously this is smoked. And then after doing the nades, he can just quickly rejoin his teammate that is still hiding behind pillar, and then they're just waiting for the mid guys to come camera and then just explode onto the side all together. Now, if you want to take the A side all by yourself, so you're not expecting your teammates to take mid and then split onto the A side, but the 2 of you just want to kill the A side and make a play, let me show you how to do it. Again, we start off by using those 2 nades. And the first guy progresses into, oh, I failed to smoke a bit. into the area right here and hides behind pillar. And the second guy just quickly comes against this pole here, aims towards this window, go up until you reach this height. So just like so. Do a simple jump though. And this is going to be a perfect heaven smoke. And after the smoke, you can just come here. Your teammate is standing behind the pillar. You molly sight. Now you peek sight together. So just from the right side here. And then once sight is clear, you just throw a flash like this. And then you peek all of this area together. And the second guy just peeks like this. And this flash is going to blind anyone that's playing into this area. Or just on broken wall. Just anyone that rotates into the side and plays in this area. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you implement those plays into your own games, I will guarantee you that your win percentages on Anubis will go way up. And if you have any feedback and want to tell me how it went into your games, feel free to just hit me up on my Discord or come back into this video and write it down in the comment section below. If you have any specific map or position in mind that you want to see next, just write it down in the comment section below and I will try to make it happen. Until then, I wish you a nice day. Bye bye, guys.